Welcome to a new dimension, where health comes first, we defy convention. Syktohealth, a force for transformation.
Hi, welcome to Syktohealth. I am Syker, your health and weight loss hero. First of all, I want to let you know that what I'm going to talk about in this video is very, very serious and should only be done with the help of a doctor. In all honesty, it's very intense, and it works. But I want you to know that there are definitely some risks involved. This video is just for informational and educational purposes only. I'm talking about dry fasting versus water fasting. With dry fasting, we don't eat or drink anything. With water fasting, you still drink water. The main difference between a water fast and a dry fast is, of course, that you don't drink any liquid, specifically water. Moreover, what a lot of people don't know is that in terms of autophagy, 3 days of water fasting is the same as 1 day of dry fasting. And as far as cleaning the cells as a whole goes. We also need to know that there are 2 types of dry fasting, a soft dry fast and a hard dry fast. You can still take a shower, wash your face, and brush your teeth during a soft, dry fast. In a hard, dry fast, you don't have any contact with water, whether it comes through the skin or you drink it. Even when water comes in through the skin, we still absorb it. In this case, I'll talk about a hard dry fast and all the things it can do to your body. In terms of it, dry fasting gets rid of toxins faster because your body has to start using everything from cells to start making energy, not just from food but also from water. See, your body goes into a bit of a panic mode as soon as you start to get even a little bit dehydrated. It makes more catecholamines, like epinephrine, norepinephrine, and adrenaline, and it gets even more stressed out and tries to find a way to get more water. So, it takes any cell that is even a little bit useless, which means it takes cells that aren't useful at all. And it starts to break them down so it can eat them. But it also starts to separate them to get water. You see, when we fast, our bodies do something called autophagy. Autophagy is the process by which your body recycles cells to get energy. It takes old cells that aren't being used and recycles them into new cells or processes them and gets rid of them. This happens so much faster when you don't eat anything because your body needs to burn more calories. So, in the end, only the strong cells are left because the body eats up all the weak ones. So, now that you have these strong cells that have survived, it seems like a natural thing to do. When it's time to break your fast and go back to your normal life, you have a lot of strong cells that can divide. It's like survival of the fittest but inside your body. You now have a world of strong cells that can do their best, and then you dry fast again and recycle. The body can make its own water, which is the next thing we need to talk about. Before we continue, I would like to give you our free ebook about intermittent fasting. Moreover, you will also learn our very own 3 1/3 strategy inside. This is a limited time offer, so hurry and download it now. Link is in the description. Now, let's continue. We live in a world where we always feel like we need to buy something. But the truth is that our bodies can make a lot of things all by themselves. Even water is a part of this. If you look at how water is made up at the molecular level, it's pretty easy to understand. You have hydrogen, and you have oxygens. Pretty darn simple. Now, things get really interesting when we look at fat in the body. Most of the fat our bodies store is saturated fat. Saturated fat has a lot of hydrogens in it. So, when your body is dehydrated, like when you're dry fasting, it takes the fat and releases the hydrogen. The hydrogen goes into your bloodstream, and when you breathe in oxygen, you create water. It's like magic, and it's the purest, most metabolically efficient water you could ever have. Not only is it perfect on a molecular level, but it's also perfect for your body on a molecular level because you made it. When you drink water from the tap or from a spring, it might look easy to understand. But besides hydrogen and oxygen, there are so many other things going on. It's not exactly pure because your body has to go through its own detoxification process before you can drink it. When you make your own water, on the other hand, it is very, very pure. So, even when you're dry fasting, you still have to go to the bathroom. When people fast and don't drink much water, people don't understand why they actually keep going to the bathroom, even if someone is still eating. But even if you don't drink much water, you still have to go to the bathroom. Well, it's just because the body now has this clean water for metabolism to flush out the old, dirty water. So you go through a process where you recycle not only cells but also dirty water that could have been flowing through your body. Now, in theory, your body will burn more fat when you're dry fasting than when you're doing anything else. This is because it will continue to get energy from the hydrogen in the fats. As the number of people who need water grows, no water is coming in. Your body needs that hydrogen so that it can combine oxygen from the air with it to make water. So, the longer you dry fast, the more hydrogens from that saturated fat your body has to get rid of. And it's pretty much out of this world. Last but not least, there's something else that only happens when a person is dehydrated. I'm going to say for the record that being chronically dehydrated is not good. I've talked about how important it is to stay hydrated and what that does for your body in a lot of videos. But in the short term, dehydration can do some pretty interesting things to your cells, fluid inside and outside of your cells and the space between them. When there is an imbalance between the fluid inside and outside of the cell, a vacuum is formed. So, if your cell is hydrated, but the rest of your body is dehydrated, you've created a vacuum where you have more volume inside yourself than outside the cell. This causes the cytoplasm, which is the liquid part of the cell, to dump some of its liquid waste, like a vacuum, into the rest of the body. Like I said before, now that you've made your own water, you're getting rid of it. So you've gotten rid of any bad cells by killing them, reusing them, and letting them go out of your body. And you've gotten the toxins out of any cells that are just a little bit bad and gotten rid of them. So you've not only gotten rid of dead cells, but you may also have saved cells that were almost dead. So it's pretty cool that they made that vacuum. Now, the last thing I want to talk about before I leave is inflammation. Have you ever been to a swamp with lots of water and lots of mosquitoes? The swamp dries up after 3 months, so there are no more mosquitoes. Well, that's very similar to how inflammation in your body needs water to work. I'm not saying that you always need to be thirsty when you walk around. But if you want to reduce inflammation temporarily, there's no easier way than to get rid of water, since inflammation and all the inflammatory responses in your body need water to start. So, if you go on a short-term fast where you don't drink water, these inflammatory responses and the inflammation in your body almost go away. Now, be aware that when you do start to drink water, there can be a rebound effect. But for a short time, to get rid of pain or to give your body a new start, it might be best to go on a dry fast. Now, I said at the start of this video that it was educational, but I don't want anyone to try a dry fast and then say it was dangerous for them. Because I'm telling you straight out that this is just for learning, and you need to do your own research. But, as always, I'm here to tell you what really happened. I'm here to tell you what the facts are. I'm here to give you the inside scoop on things that other people don't always want to teach you, but as always, stay tuned to my channel.
That is all, and thanks for your valuable time. Please do not forget to like and share it. If you want to see our newest videos, please subscribe to the channel. Also, I want to hear your thoughts about this video, and if you have ideas for future videos, please leave them in the comments section below. Lastly, I highly recommend that you visit our website at Syktohealth.com for more information and free resources that will help you in your weight loss journey. Once again, this is Handsome Psyker. See you in the next video.